Welcome to Forbes Newsroom. Joining me now is Zach Everson, a staff writer here at Forbes. Zach, it's so nice to have you in person.
Yeah, I know. This is wonderful. This desk, I've been looking at it, and here I am actually able to touch it.
I know, it's nice to not have you on a screen.
Exactly.
You have reporting on one of former President Trump's political committees. Can you tell us more?
Sure. Trump did what Trump does in that he used political funds to purchase one of his own products and enrich himself. This time it was different than some of the usual ones, which usually had been, stays at Trump hotels or renting out Trump Tower office space. In this case, he used his it was a Save America joint fundraising committee, and it bought $48,000 worth of his new coffee table book. Now, this got some news when it came out. I guess it was over the summer. And the book was largely pictures taken by the White House photographer that he then wrote captions on, and they were selling for $75. So he went ahead and purchased it with campaign funds.
So let's take this from the top. Let's discuss the legality of this. Is this illegal?
No, not that I know of. I mean, there very well may be a law out there, but it is. He's using donor funds for this. It's not government funds by any stretch. And the photos that he used, they're in the public domain, so it was in his rights to use them for that book.
And do other candidates or political figures do this? You said this is his strategy, but is it anyone else's?
Not as blatantly. You do see a lot of lawmakers buying their own books with campaign funds, and there's a way they can do that where if they buy their own book directly from the publisher at a discount, meaning they don't get any royalties, and it wouldn't go towards paying off any advance, the FEC is okay with that. They're not supposed to buy it at retail and then give that out to donors. So that would be the difference there. But I don't know of any of these other lawmakers that I can think of who've actually created the book based on free material in the first place. Like, they at least put some sweat equity, maybe had a ghostwriter working with them on it. It wasn't just like, oh, let's put this together, and also self-publishing it. Like, it is coming from Winning Team Publishing, which is a publishing company that is co-owned by Donald Trump Jr.
Tell us more about Winning Team Publishing. When did it start?
Sure, it's Don Jr. and Sergio Gore. Originally, it was just the Trump book, Our Journey Together. Now they're also advertising Donald Trump Jr.'s book and another book by Charlie Kirk. They are registered in Delaware, as all good corporations are. And I think they've been talking about having some new products. I think Trump has announced a new book was going to be coming out, and that will be coming out through Winning Team Publishing as well, I believe.
Another coffee table book?
No. This was, but again, like, sourced from material that already exists. It's going to be copies of his letters from celebrities and, the assembled correspondence of Donald Trump. I'm sure it's going to read like the letters of Gertrude Stein or something, but we've been told to expect that.
You're saying it's sourced from public domain. Is this an illegal way to use donor funds?
No. I mean, he's using it. It's just what Trump is doing here is just it's beautiful. It is peak Trump, and that he's taking material that he's able to get for free, and he's then selling that material to himself, to his campaign fund rather, that is using donor money to buy it, and then it's being offered right now to donors in exchange for $75 donations or more. So he's buying the book to then use it to raise more money for his campaign, which of course will then continue to patronize Trump businesses.
An interesting cycle. So what are the sales like of this book? Is it successful?
Don't know. It's not showing up on any bestseller list, but it's a private thing with Trump. So unless they're willing to share their numbers, and they're not, full disclosure, they did say that this purchase was done at a heavily discounted price. Whether that actually was the case or what heavily discounted means are up in the air, though.
And have any other committees done business with Winning Team Publishing?
There are two other ones. There was the interesting one was there was a small group in Travis County, Texas was one of them, and they spent about $16,000, and I was able to track the purchase. They advertised it online that if you donated $75 to them, you could get a copy of the book. And what was interesting with their deal was the book was autographed, but not by Donald Trump, but by Donald Trump Jr., who, of course, during the whole time Trump was in the White House, Donald Trump Jr. they were saying he's a business executive, walled off from the White House. He doesn't have anything political to do. But here he is autographing copies of his dad's book about his time in the White House.
Interesting. And do candidates' political committees usually buy from family businesses?
Not to this extent. You might, and if they do, they usually get flagged for it. It's something where if you're hiring, Ilhan Omar got a lot of problems because I think it was her brother's consulting company, and there was a lot of negative press about that. But this is just Trump being Trump. We've seen so much of it, but this was the first time we saw it where it was Winning Team Publishing and where it was this book that again was produced with material in the public domain.
And you wrote that the transaction does not appear to have been previously reported. Was it hidden?
No. It was there. It was just nobody. That's the thing is like this material is public. Like the FEC files are all public. The issue is finding it. You've got to think like I have all of these trackers set up. So if a campaign spends money at a business that has Trump in the name or at Mar-a-Lago, it gets flagged and I'll see it. And as do like dozens of other reporters on the Trump beat. But I just had never gotten around to flagging Winning Team Publishing. Like I hadn't thought about that one. But the Trump organization is so vast, there are all these other names, and nobody else had reported it. And 'cause obviously no one else had that flagged that either. So, we got this one, and if they do it again, I'll see it right away. But again, how many other companies do they have out there who we're yet to track?
I'm sure you will crack the case.
Thanks.
And we heard it here first. Zach Everson, thank you so much.
Thank you, Brittany.